Do you spend hours each week creating Instagram content, but you're still not getting the sales and the wins that you see everyone and their mom sharing to their feed? It's really rough, but there's usually just a few simple changes you need to make to get there, and I'm going to help you. You are closer than you think. You can find the exact gaps that you have in your Instagram strategy, the gaps that are holding you back from getting clients from your content, with my free Find and Fix the Gaps in Your Instagram Strategy quiz. All you have to do is take 5 minutes to fill out the quiz, and you will get the exact roadmap you need to start getting sales from your Instagram content. Get your copy of the quiz at sociallyyours.biz/findandfixed. All spelled out, all one word, find and fixed, or check the link in the show notes. Welcome to the Mompreneur Mastery Podcast, where we share actionable Instagram strategies that fit into a busy mom's schedule so that you can get more engagement, more leads, and more sales in less time so you can spend more quality time with your family. I'm Sydney O'Brien, an Instagram strategist who started my business with 3 kids under 5 and found a way to do it without sacrificing quality time with my family and only working 2 to 3 hours a day. I love helping other mom business owners find that seemingly impossible mom work-life balance instead of spending too much time creating content that isn't getting them the results they want. If you're an overwhelmed but very ambitious business owner and you want to strategize the heck out of your Instagram account so that you can save time and make more sales, you're in the right place. In case you didn't know, I am getting ready to launch a course all about purposefully and profitably repurposing your content. And I'm really freaking excited about it because so much of the repurposing tips and advice out there is just to change the format of the content. And my course goes over how to decide what you should be repurposing and then gives you the step-by-step framework to take your best posts and turn it into at least 20 to 30 new posts based on the data that your target audience has already given you, so that you can grow your audience, get more engagement, and increase your revenue. Again, so excited. But I haven't actually launched it yet because there's some background, like behind the scene type of stuff that's still going on. Like I'm waiting for a new website to be built. I have some pretty exciting pre-sale plans coming up. It's not happening just yet, but I still know it's going to happen, and that has changed my Instagram strategy a little bit. So let's go over what my pre-launch strategy is and why it is that way. Obviously, I want this launch to be really successful. So here's what I have been doing and what I'm going to continue to do up until I do like a formal launch to make sure that that happens before I even start like marketing it. The first thing I'm working on is visibility because I want more eyes on my content. So I have been doing a ton of strategic outbound engagement. Now, outbound engagement is where you engage with other accounts and their content. Because I want more like new eyes on my content, I am focusing a lot on people that don't already follow me. But I'm not just going to find like any old follower and spend my time engaging with them in the hopes that they want what I'm going to offer. I said strategic outbound engagement because there's a strategy behind it. You want to find the right people to engage with. Because why waste time making connections with people that are not super likely to be your future client? No one here has the time to waste. So how I do it is I find someone that I follow or that follows me that has a complementary service to mine and that also serves mom business owners, right? So for me, a complementary service would be things like email marketing or copywriting or web design or branding, brand design, or SEO help, time management, other services that would benefit a mompreneur, but they don't compete with my offers. So they're complementary services and we both serve the same people though. So I find a couple of these accounts. I go to their follower list. And I don't know about you, I find this 10 million times easier and 10 million times faster to do on my laptop than on my phone. So I'll just go look at their follower list and like right click, open up some of these profiles in new tabs. And if they fit that description, like if they are in my target audience, I'll leave some comments on their posts or I'll reply to their stories and just start a conversation. Now, I'm not pitching or anything. I'm not selling my own stuff. I'm just opening up conversations, commenting on the things that they are sharing. And the more they interact with you, the more your content is going to show up in their feeds. So when you do launch, they're going to see those launch posts. And their followers, when they see the comments that you're making on their posts, they're going to see your comments. If they're interested, they can click over to your account if your comment is helpful and follow you from there. So there's multiple ways that this strategic outbound engagement can lead to new follows and new leads for you. The more target members of your target audience that see your content, the more sales you're going to get. For me, based on my schedule, my availability, I have a goal of 10 non-follower interactions. You can totally do more than that if you have the time. But if you go like too nuts on outbound engagement, whether they're followers or non-followers, but if you do too much too quickly, Instagram is going to think you're spam or like a bot and make it so they'll like restrict your account and make it so you can't send DMs or comment on stuff for a while. Also, if you want quality interactions, which big hint, you do, you want to take the time to find the right people and make the right comments that don't come off as salesy or anything. You're just starting conversations. Another thing I do is it's still outbound engagement, but I spend time focusing on engaging with current followers, leads I already have. And this is to one, form that connection so that they get to know me, they get to know my business, they get to know how I work, why I do the work that I do, so that if we're a good fit, if we would work well together, they'll see that. And then two, the more interactions that they have with me on Instagram, the higher up my content appears in their feed and they're less likely to miss my posts. Because I don't know if you know this or not, but only about 10% of your followers are going to see your posts. So make sure you're spending the time to engage with not just non-followers to get more leads, but also current leads to nurture them, to connect with them so they're actually going to see what you post. It's super important. To sell to anyone, you need three things. You need the know, like, and trust factors. And you can use your content and engagement to do all three to make sure that your launch is successful. And the third thing I do pre-launch to make sure that when I do launch, it's as successful as possible, I get all the sales, is I seed my new offer. So just as an example here, sometimes my kids are really into a certain movie or show and I get like super sick of it. All right. Right now we've been into Spidey and His Amazing Friends and like it's cute and all, but after a while it just gets really old. And if I'm going to like sit and watch something with them or play games with them, I would like it to be based on something else. I would like a break from Spidey and His Amazing Friends. But if I outright say, no, I don't want to watch that, we're going to do something else instead, it is outright chaos. So I start planting the seed of an alternative. Maybe while I'm making lunch, Alexa will play the Moana soundtrack. Maybe I will suggest a game based on the movie. Like maybe I make a Kakamora obstacle course for them. So I'm bringing in aspects of it. I'm talking about it. I am seeding the idea by showing them how awesome this other thing is so that when it's time, next time it's movie night, they're ready, it's in their heads. I can be like, hey, do you guys want to watch Moana? They already know how great it is and they're much more likely to agree. You want to do the same thing for your new offer when you're getting ready to launch. When you share to your stories and you tell people what you're working on, I don't know about you, one of the things I try to do in my stories is I list out like a daily to-do. If you have a new offer you're working on, talk about that offer. Give hints and behind the scenes of what it looks like to set it up. Talk it up a lot. Share why you're making it, who it's going to help. Things like that to really pique some interest and just so they're familiar with it. Create some content around the topic of the offer so that they're more familiar with it. Now, I covered this in a previous episode, maybe it was episode 7 or 8, I'm not super sure, but I'll link it in the show notes. But in the episode called What's an Instagram Strategy Anyway, I talk about how the strategy is really just leading your lead down the buyer's journey to eventually buy your offer. So step 1 is awareness, right? So when you create content pre-launch, create it around the topic of your offer in a way that draws attention to the problem that your target audience has and the thing that's going to fix it, and the thing being your offer or the topic of your offer. So for me, I've been talking a lot about repurposing. I've shared stories and posts about how it saves time, about how it's more strategic content creation because it uses data from previous posts so that your repurposed post gets you those same results, gets you the follows, the engagement, and the sales. That means your content is actually supporting your business. You're not sharing the offer yet. You're just giving your audience a glimpse of what it will be and, most importantly, how it will help them. And if you're wondering, yes, I am literally doing it right now in this podcast episode. And now seeding the offer is especially helpful for higher ticket offers. I don't know about you, but I need to have quite a bit of information about something before I spend a whole bunch of money on it. So the more you can casually bring up some info about your offer, show some behind the scenes of how you're making it, why you're making it, how it's going to help, the more excited people get about it. And they already know about some aspect of it. So it's an easier yes when it comes to the actual launch. All right. And those are the 3 big key pieces to my pre-launch strategy. Let's do a quick recap here in case you forgot. Number 1, strategic outbound engagement with non-followers, because the more eyes you get on your content, and not just any eyes, your target audience's eyes, the more sales you're going to get. All right. And then you're nurturing those new leads and your existing followers so that they're connected with you, they're connected with your business, your brand, and they're more likely to buy. And then the third thing is seeding the offer in your content. Talk about it, hype it up so they already know a little bit about it by the time that you actually announce and launch. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram or download one of the freebies below to join my email list, because next week, starting on October 1st, there's going to be a super special, huge discount for my course with some amazing bonuses, but you will only get it if you're on my wait list, which I'll be sharing next week. Thank you so much for listening. If this content was helpful for you, if you found it valuable, I would love it if you could leave a review on Apple Podcasts so that other mom business owners can find this episode and get the same tips and strategies to support their business and their families. If you have questions or just want to connect, you can find me over on Instagram. My handle is @socially.yours.strategist. Hey Mompreneur, I know that selling your offers on Instagram is really hard. First, you gotta know how to word your content to make sure that it clearly shows how amazeballs your offer is. And then you also have to know how to craft the content to make sure it appeases the algorithm gods so it actually gets seen by the people most likely to buy it. My goal is to help moms help their families through their online businesses. That is why I made Carousels That Sell. Carousels That Sell is a collection of 7 Instagram carousels and captions that have made me over $20,000. So I turn them into plug-and-play templates so that you can get the same results. Carousels That Sell is super easy to use, so you can easily create and schedule the content, and will help sell your offers for you while you're off playing with your kids. Grab the templates that have made me over $20K for only $27 at socialyours.biz/carousels-that-sell so you can grow your business bank account faster than your kid outgrows their clothes.